Welcome to the Stories Told podcast. This is episode 10, Fighting Gravity. Science fiction, fantasy, time travel. This is the Stories Told podcast, talking about worlds of stories told, from movies to TV shows and, of course, books. I am E.W. Barnes, fiction author and avid fan of great stories. Thousands of years, thousands of worlds, thousands of stories told. Let's begin. Want to vote on what we talk about next? In the show notes below, there's a link to a private Facebook group where I've posted a poll. You can choose one of the options listed or offer a suggestion of your own. Today we're talking about one of my favorite episodes in the second season of Stargate SG1, which is currently available for streaming on Netflix, but only until the end of November, and it is also streaming on Amazon. And as you know by now, beyond here, there will be spoilers. So if you've not already seen the show and don't want to know what's going to happen, now's the time to click over to an autumn coffee shop video. My favorite episode in the second season of Stargate SG1 is A Matter of Time. The story is about an SG team that gets stranded on a planet in orbit of a newly formed black hole. They try to dial back to Stargate Command, but because of the warping of time caused by the black hole's gravity, they cannot get back. When Stargate Command dials back to figure out what's going on, the Stargate gets connected to the planet with the black hole, and they can't shut it off. Worse, somehow the black hole's gravity is feeding back into Stargate Command, slowly increasing the gravitational pull coming from the gate and warping time. General Hammond tries to call the president to report on the situation, but can't get through. He realizes he must leave Stargate Command, which is deep underground under NORAD, to use a secure line on the surface. But once he reaches the surface, he learns that Stargate Command has been cut off due to the warping of time, and what he had thought had been minutes since connecting to the black hole had actually been hours. Meanwhile, a strike team had been dispatched to Stargate Command out of fear that it had been taken over by an enemy. The leader of the strike team is Cromwell, a man who had led a mission where O'Neill had been captured, and O'Neill never forgave him. Carter comes up with a brilliant way to solve the problem, but it involves O'Neill and Cromwell rappelling with a bomb towards the gate and setting it off at the exact right time. And just as Cromwell and O'Neill seem to have resolved their differences, Cromwell saves O'Neill's life, but is lost to the black hole. So what do I like about this episode? I love the twists and turns in this episode. First, it was a straight-up rescue the stranded team scenario. Then it became a we can't rescue the team and who's going to rescue us? With Cromwell, we had a redemption story added to the action and adventure. It was one of my favorite everyone working together kinds of stories. I also really loved how real it felt. And when an astrophysicist watched the show, she had good things to say about its accuracy as well. A link to her YouTube video is in the show notes below if you want to take a look at that. And what do I wish was different? It was sad that Cromwell could not be saved, nor the stranded team, though there are 2 Stargate novels where the team is rescued, and I will put a link to the first novel in that 2-part series in the show notes below. And what were the runners-up from Season 2? The first one is called Prisoners. This is a story where our heroes are unjustly sent to prison, and they have to make their escape with the help of another prisoner, who they assume was also unjustly imprisoned, but she wasn't. The other runner-up is a 2-parter, The Tok'ra, Parts 1 and 2. These episodes focus on the development of an important ally in the fight against the bad guys in this part of the series, the Goa'uld. There are a lot of twists and turns in this 2-parter, which lays the foundation for some really excellent episodes later in the series. But back to A Matter of Time, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this episode a 10. And that brings us to the end of this podcast episode. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and vote in the poll on the Facebook group. Join me next time when we talk about one of my favorite episodes from Season 3 of Stargate SG1. See you then!